Dana here, your spiritual manifestation, energy healing, intuition coach. In this video, I'm going to be guiding you on what you can do to help really ascend to the light codes that are being sent on the earth right now, and how to elevate that power for yourself and what you can do to do that. So let's get into it. We are on the brink of a very powerful energetic shift taking place on the planet right now. It's been happening for some time now, but ever since the solar eclipse that took place on April 8th, the light codes that have been being sent to the earth, the 5D light codes, are happening very frequently. And if you're tuned to energy, you can definitely feel the shifts happening. 5D consciousness is all about tuning to that inner source that is you, the creator within you, because we are all part of the creator who created us. That love, light, energy. And this is what the earth is shifting into. You're probably wondering, what are light codes? Light codes are encoded information that transmit vibrational frequencies here on earth. Now we can tap into these frequencies. The two most profound and simple ways to tap in to these light codes and those frequencies being transmitted is through sound and meditation. You see, each individual has their own unique light codes, and these personal light codes contains information of your soul's purpose, your life lessons, and your unique gifts. This is why it is essential for us to utilize the light codes that are being sent down, because we can leverage that and we can speed up and accelerate our evolution, your energy, your awareness, your consciousness, and really tune to the reason why you came here. Because we all chose a reason why we came here. And we have free will. So you can choose to take on that inner calling that you might feel from time to time, that inner nudge that you get, or you have the free will to ignore it and do whatever you want to do. But remember, you are not a human being. You're a spiritual being living out a human experience. Your human body is a manifestation of your spirit. And that's why it's important to realize that you don't need to learn how to manifest. You are manifesting every millisecond. This right here is an illusion that you've created, whether willingly or unwillingly, consciously or unconsciously. This is the creation. This is a manifestation. To hone in your power and raise your awareness, raise your consciousness, so you can manifest this illusion on how you want it to be based on your preferences, your desires, is something that we can take practice on. But again, you don't really need to know how to manifest, because everything is a manifestation. See, as soon as we are born, we forget everything. And these light codes are our passageway to obtaining that information and remembering who we are and remembering what our gifts are. This is why the time is now to take moments to step out of that 3D energy and step into a higher frequency. And you do that through self-awareness, through meditation and introspection. So if you have not grabbed my Ascension workbook yet, there are techniques and processes in there that you can begin utilizing to help you along this process, so you are taking full advantage of the light codes being sent here on earth. Because you can access and remember who you are without them, but they are here for a reason, to help the evolution of this consciousness. And that's why it's prime time to take advantage of it. These light codes bring awakening, unity, and healing for all of us. They're helping raise your frequency. So not are you alone in this, you have the universe supporting you. What better time than now? You have to tune into your body. Slow down your breathing, slow down your brain waves. In the Ascension workbook, I give you a process of how to slow down your brain waves. In doing this, you're more susceptible to higher frequencies. And those higher frequencies are transmuting your dark to light. They're healing your energies, not just for you, but of the planet as a consciousness. Be a part of the evolution here with us and raise that frequency, not just for you, but for humanity and the shift into the new earth. I'm so excited for how things are going to shift and evolve. And there's a lot of unknown, but the unknown doesn't necessarily need to be scary. It is an exciting time right now. And you need to get your body into more of an energy state, a light state than matter. Because in everyday waking moments, we are too materialized, we are too in matter, and it takes a toll on our bodies physically. Because the old 3D energy and the old energy of the earth that is now shifting into a higher frequency was all about really mechanically trying to make things happen, working really deep in the masculine energies. And this shift to higher frequencies is allowing more of the feminine energy, more creative energy, the nurturing energy, more of getting into a feel-good energy. So go and have fun. Do the things that naturally lift and raise your vibration. Is that singing, dancing, certain activities, being in nature, being with animals. That is where we need to spend more of our time, as well as listening to the sounds that surround you. One of the best practices I use to connect with my higher self is getting into a meditative state, but not the one that you would picture in your mind, me sitting on a pillow or my bed with my legs crossed and breathing deep and my hands in the Om position, which, don't get me wrong, is like one of my favorite ways to meditate. But with connecting with my higher self and trying to hear the messages that the universe wants to provide to me, because it's always speaking to you. As I go outside, I'm in comfortable clothing, and I allow myself to hear sounds, not judge them. I just listen to them and allow them to pass by. So whether it's to traffic, the wind, a dog barking, a school bell ringing off if you're near school, whatever sounds you hear, I just allow myself to get into a meditative state by listening and not judging. And as soon as I hit into a lower brainwave, majority of the time it's an alpha brainwave, I start hearing messages. I start hearing a calling. For some of you, it may be hearing something. For some of you, it's feeling something. For some of you, you get imageries into your mind, especially if you're a very visual person like I am, but you don't have to be, because you're maybe getting it through your feelings or just a knowing happening. This process doesn't need to be a very long, drawn out thing. It could be during your morning coffee, you're outside. Or you just decide to go outside to get some fresh air. And you can do this anytime. It doesn't have to be the morning, be on your lunch break. Tune to the universe, because the universe is tuned to you. And the way we block it is by being too in the material energy, too into matter energy, and not enough into that light source energy. Okay? Even just placing your hands on your heart or placing them in your lap and doing a deep breathing and slowing down your breathing. Allowing the thoughts of your mind to just pass by like clouds in the sky until you hear something, feel something, and know something that you know is coming from beyond you. This is something I like to do every chance that I get. And just like you, I can get carried away in the matter and the heavier, tight, dense energies, but I feel it faster. And I've trained myself to know when that's happening. And that happens through meditation, because meditation helped me become more aware of all of that. Maybe you meditate right now. Maybe there's something new you can try, because there's so many different ways to meditate. Like I've mentioned, one of quieting the mind, but our minds aren't made to be quieted. There's very active visualizing meditations. There's very passive meditations where you just allow things to pass by you and not judge them or tune into them. There is beyond measurable ways to do this. And so if where you're at right now is very stagnant and you're not really to your practice because it's just boring to you, you may have shifted frequencies and you need something new. So let the universe know that you're ready for that something new, and allow it to bring it to you through different avenues, whether it's a podcast, somebody on Instagram, whether it's a video you come across on YouTube. There are ways. Somebody recommends a book, or you see a book and you feel called to it. Majority of the books that I purchased, I felt very called to them. And they changed my life. And a lot of them were the teachings of Abraham in the beginning. Rewinding back to about 2016, when this journey started really taking its form. I mean, I've been on it since my early 20s, but there was some point in my early 30s after I got out of the dark night of the soul where I had such a hankering for knowing why things happened the way they did, and I kept speaking to the universe out loud. This is something I just started doing, and it started speaking back to me. So if you haven't got to that point yet where you've really touched base with the energies of who created you, you can do that now. There's nothing, you don't need to go through a spiritual awakening. You don't need to have this profound thing happen in your life. You can just simply acknowledge that there is a higher power. There is a higher form of energy who created us. And you can begin tapping into it just with the intention. And just with the letting go of trying to make things happen or understand why things happen, instead of realizing the lesson that it's bringing to you, how you can evolve from it, and how you can transmute that darkness into light. And for some of us, because of all these light codes and the new frequencies that are being transmitted to the earth, a lot of us are shifting timelines. And so signs that are not expected to happen when you're shifting this energy, it can feel like a sad slump. But pay close attention, because sometimes you don't feel like doing the things you're normally okay with doing. You're tired, you need rest, you're rebooting, because that energy shift does take a toll on your body. So rest and hydration are extremely important. But also things like the friends that you hang out with or the people that you're surrounded with. You may be having some falling outs with some of the individuals, or not hanging around the people that you normally would hang around with. That's a sign that you're shifting into a new frequency. As well as with yourself and your desires. So what you're usually maybe passionate in might be changing. Your appetite is changing. And so this is an important time not to judge yourself or be hard on yourself, because this is happening for a reason. And we need to trust that. You need to trust that. So don't think that something is wrong. You're simply evolving. And it is a beautiful thing. And even in the midst of chaos, sometimes we can't notice the true beauty that is actually co-inspiring and taking place. So this is a very exciting time. If you have questions individually about your unique situation, you can book a spiritual manifestation call with me to get that clarity, to get that guidance, to understand what you might be facing up against the blocks of energy that you need to be letting go of and transmuting. If so, make sure to visit the link below, or in my Ascension workbook, it is available there as well. You don't need to learn something or be so hard on yourself. Allow the feel-good energy, tapping into that feminine, loving, light energy is what's being called for right now. And what you may notice that happens is that because we are tuning to these higher frequencies, there are moments where we have conversations with significant others, friends, people, and you feel this shift of energy. All of a sudden you're in this high frequency and now you're in this low frequency, and you can feel it in the pit of your stomach. Maybe your blood is boiling, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, because from that is an evolution. The trick is not to get lost in the lower energies, to recognize that this is coming up so you can shed light on it, so you can evolve from it. And the evolution doesn't have to come with both parties being present and talking about it. It can simply be something that you do internally within you. Because remember, I will say this a lot in my videos and episodes, forgiveness does not require reconnection. Because a lot of the times a negative charge in your body is because we are really upset about something. And when you're angry about something, it's because you feel powerless somewhere. And so that's a trigger for you to realize this is something showing me where I can transmute more light to. So as hard as it may be in the moment, you want to be thankful for that punch to the gut, so to speak, energetically, because it's showing you where you need to transmute and evolve from. These light codes being sent to the earth right now are helping us exponentially accelerate that process. And that's why it's a very important time to put in the work right now, to have the awareness of that. And if you feel like you don't have the awareness of it, you feel very lost in it, then your answer is to meditate. And if you feel like you do have the awareness of it, but from there you're not sure where to go, it's discipline. It's consistency of redirecting your focus. The best thing I use is gratitude, appreciation. And I'll say that time and time again. And you'll notice that if you've listened and watched other videos and episodes. So instantly, I will think of my grandma, who has passed and who is actually helping me ascend right now. Her messages that come through are beautiful when I'm able and in the energy to receive them. I think of my grandfather, who's still alive. I think of my parents and how I transmuted our light in relationships, because there was a point where the relationships were so dark and so heavy, and I wanted absolutely nothing to do with them at one point. But I also felt called to learn how to heal that. And so when I remember that I'd done that and I went through that process, what are the things that you've overcome already? Who are the people that you truly love and care about and you're so glad that are still here? Use those feelings, use those connections to redirect your energy and focus, and then you can revisit what is going on and what is happening. You may have to revisit that process multiple times a day, because the shift that's happening, because the light codes that are sending onto the earth. The universe has your back. It is your best supporter. God's source energy is here to support you. Acknowledge these higher energies. Acknowledge this higher power. Tune into it. If you have not grabbed the Ascension Workbook, please do so below. I can't thank you enough for tuning into this video today. If it resonated with you or brought you some realization, please give this video a like, share it with somebody that you know would benefit from this information, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future episodes, videos, and meditations that are going to help you through this whole ascension process. Much love and light. See you in the next video.